Okay, guys, good morning. Hey, everyone. It is 7:38 and it is Saturday. I think it's February 5th. So I'm going to do a race in a little while, the stage 8 of the Tour de Zwift, Big City Champs. We're doing 3 trips around the New York course. So what I want to do with the first part of the video is talk to you about my bike setup here in the Bike Fit studio and tell you a little bit about the Kickr bike because it is a very, very cool piece of equipment. Not something I would have bought if I wasn't getting into the bike fitting industry, but it is super fun to ride. And while I don't think it's a piece of equipment that everybody needs, there are a couple of households or a couple of people where I think it would be a really, really good investment and something really, really fun to have. So if you want some of the technical specs, go watch the DC Rainmaker video. This is going to be a little bit more of a on the level experience of what it is like. So first off, with the Kickr bike, what it is a bike made by Wahoo, and I'll give you a little bit of a tour here. Okay, so it is made by Wahoo, so it has a different drivetrain in the back than their regular Kickr. But the idea with the bike is that you see all these knobs here where you can adjust the particular settings and change the size on the fly. You can change the standover height, so how tall the bike is. You can change the crank length. So basically, you can take your bike from the outside world and put it onto this. And then a couple really, really cool features, if we can get it to focus, my friend. There we go. Is that lots of different buttons and dials here. So we've got, you can use it as Shimano Di2, so electronic shifting. And then there's this button here, which brings the bike up or down, which it will do automatically if you are in a Zwift race or riding some sort of course online. And then there are also buttons here on the inside, which you could use if you're riding with Campagnolo shifters. And then these buttons on the top and on the inside also allow you to control gameplay in Zwift. So you could turn around and you can do all sorts of other things. So the bike is super cool. I also have these really cool Fit 5 pedals, so you can put Look Keo, Look Delta, and Shimano and mountain bike all on here without having to change out the pedals. So the bike, it's expensive. It's about $5,000. So it would be, if you are an indoor rider, if you race, if this is your like what you love to do, it is a really cool piece of equipment. I think it'd be a great investment if you got the money. The ride experience is really excellent. I will get to that. I think this is a really great investment if you are a household that has multiple bikes or multiple people you're riding, rather than having like multiple trainers or it being annoying to switch bikes in and out. I think this is a really cool piece of equipment where in 1 minute you can move around all of these dials and basically have the bike set up for somebody else. And it really only takes a minute. If you have to take the pedals out or change the seat, you're looking at maybe 2 minutes, but far less annoying than taking bikes off trainer and putting back on, in my opinion, especially if you are switching disc to caliper bikes, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about riding on it, talk a little bit more about the fit experience. I'm just going to reconfigure my OBS, which is my streaming, so that I can get on the bike and do a warm-up. So you guys will have to pardon me for a second. Now, this is assuming that I can actually do this. Oh, okay, so we're off to a good start here. Now, let's transform. Oh, we're sitting pretty. I think we're going to want this over here. And then I'm going to switch the camera. Okay, we're in business here today. Excellent. I love when technology works. Okay, so I'm gonna throw on my shoes. I've got the window open. I've got a sweater on because it is freaking cold in my basement. I left the window open uh, at night with the heat off, so needless to say, it is rather chilly. So, in terms of a bike fitting piece of equipment, this was like the perfect option because, if you buy a regular size cycle for bike fitting, you are looking at about 10 to 20,000 US dollars, which is a rather large chunk of change. So for me, it was a no-brainer. So I think with this race, we're going to go with the Tron bike. Oh, good, I'm already on it. Yeah, color scheme's okay. It's not Bateman's approved, but that's fine. Okay, so in terms of that, it is awesome because then I can also ride it, and it is probably the world's best ever, well, maybe not best ever business expense, but it was a good business expense. Okay, so I'm gonna hop on. In terms of the ride feel, so if I'll take it back a second. So this bike's gonna allow you to hook up to Trainer Road, to Zwift, to Ruby, anything. And if you're riding a course like in Zwift, the bike will go up and down as you're pedaling on the course, and the resistance will automatically adjust to reflect what the hills are like. So in terms of the actual feel of the riding experience or the actual bike, it's really it's got a really good feel. I don't know if it's quite as realistic as their Wahoo Kickr system, which has like the big heavy flywheel. So you can feel that a little bit more. It feels a little bit more real world. This one is a little bit more like, I want to say, pedaling through sand. Like that's the resistance you get. That's what it feels like if you are doing, say, a threshold interval. VO2 intervals feel really, really good. That feels like the resistance ramps up pretty quickly compared to my H3 Ceres, which took a long time to ramp up. This ramp up is within a second or two. I think I read a couple reviews online that said it ramps up a little bit slower it over ramps and gives a little bit too much resistance. But whatever, a few extra watts ain't gonna hurt anybody. Famous last words. So, yeah, so the feel is good. Uh, in terms of actually riding it, like if you're using Trainer Road, then like, I don't know, I think it'd be a waste of money. But if you're gonna use it for riding Zwift, making it similar to a course, it is so fun. It's so interactive. So when I did the Oh My Crit race 2 weeks ago, and we did the Zwift KOM, the epic KOM for 20 minutes up the climb, feeling the bike go up and down, going down when you're going downhill, it's such a cool experience. It feels so good, and it's a ton of fun. It makes it uh, a little more interactive. And a little bit more like a video game, a little bit more real world. Now, the funny thing is when you do bike fitting, you got to be careful to make sure that your bike ends up back where it should be. And mine feels a little bit off today. So I'm going to have to fart around here in a second with the saddle because it is tilted too far forward. So in terms of the bike otherwise, like a couple other things, so when you can set it up to have either Shimano, SRAM, Campagnolo, you can set up the gearing however you want. You can change the cassettes on the back all through the app. And so like let's say that you're in Zwift, if you hit the shifters, the gears will change. And so it changes instantly, and that's all like, there's nothing mechanically shifting in the back. It's all through software. And it feels just like riding my BMC. It feels like any other bike would. Okay. Now, I gotta change the saddle here or I'm gonna hurt myself. And so now you can, I don't know if you guys, you can see that the pedals are still spinning. And so what the bike does is it simulates simulates forward momentum. So if you're going downhill, it gives us this like a little push and it feels a little bit more like real life. Okay. Good. And so this is the only thing I have found annoying with the fits I've done so far is changing the saddle. It's just a bit of a pain in the butt. It is like the least time efficient part of the bike fit, changing in and out of saddle. Everyone knows this and everyone's clamps are a little bit different. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Now I'm going to do a proper warm up. You guys are going to have to pardon me. I got to go to the washroom really quickly. Okay, guys, sorry about that. That's as real world as it gets, right? So, in terms of the race today, what we got is we're going to do, I think, 3 laps of this New York course. Oh, that is going to be way too cold. 3 laps of this New York course. I think I've been told it's a little bit more like a Grand Fondo, so I'm in the A race. There's like 250 people signed up. I know 2 other guys, Alec and Steve, who I ride with all the time, who are super strong dudes. Usually I do the Oh My Crit race, and I have no idea what to expect here. Steve just texted me, said I probably won't see him after the first KOM. I don't know, we'll see. So I think it should be about an hour long. I have had absolutely garbage legs all week. And I'm not just sandbagging. Like at one point I was doing, so last Monday I did a 3-hour ride and I averaged like 235 watts. I watched Prisoners and some other intense stuff, and I felt amazing. Like on the Trainer Road profile, I wrote it down as easy, which is kind of insane for a 3-hour ride. But it was like it was basically like amongst the best I've ever felt on the bike. And then a couple days before, I had done that Zwift race, and I set a new FTP in the race at 345, which is like 5.13 watts per kilo, and I am not flexing, but that is messed up. Like, to see that number pop up, I thought was, oh man, I was, number 1, blown away. Number 2, super excited to see that, because that's a lot of hard work, and that's just like a bananas number for me. It's probably a bananas number for a lot of people. I know it's nothing compared to other people around the world, but very cool to see. So earlier this week, like doing 240, 250 watts in that endurance ride, felt like 7, 8 out of 10 intensity. Like my legs felt like total cement. And thank God today I actually feel like a human being again. With the bike fitting, like it's been much more difficult and stressful than I thought, because in the office, I'm with somebody for, it depends, like 5 minutes to an hour, depending on the case. And when you're doing the bike fit, I'm with somebody for 4 hours. So I'm working 28 hours a week in the office, seeing people, boom, 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 intense. 5 to 10 hours of paperwork, and then this week, an extra 8 to 10 hours of fitting. And like, it's just really, really busy, and the stress adds up. So that might be why I felt so horrific this week. But like today I can feel legs are good. And I'm interested to see how the race goes. I think it'll probably be full gas off the front, try and stay with the front group. And then this KOM climb, I think, is like a 2-minute effort, is the best ever done, maybe by a computer, or a 3-minute effort. So that's a good time profile for me. Like usually my VO2 is pretty good. I'm very well caffeinated right now. Yeah, and legs feel good. So do a little warm-up interval here. Actually, I probably should wait to see how the legs feel. I'm like 300 plus watts, so. So I think I'll probably be able to comment a little bit more on the race today than the last one that was just like a 30-minute full gas effort. Or at least I hope so. Maybe the legs aren't so good. Okay. So like I said, usually I do one of a couple races. I've never done this more like Grand Fondo start before. I entered the race earlier on Steve's advice, so that I should be a little bit closer to the front. I'm starting off, which I won't have to make up a zillion bike lengths, and I don't know, hopefully that helps. In terms of pre-race, like a couple of coffees, don't have a big breakfast. I always gel before the start. And I always have a little more sugar than I need on board. Now, we're going full pylon today. Oh God, it is cold in here. I got the aftershocks on, so I'm gonna get some tunes going, which you guys will not be able to hear while I play my bad EDM music that I like. Oh man, it's cold. So we got 45 seconds and we're gonna get going. I hope you guys can wish me luck. We'll see how this goes. One thing I haven't figured out, and I did not do a good job of, is getting the chat going. So if there's anyone chatting with me right now, I cannot see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Oh, shit. Now, I just realized I don't have the control for the bike on, and I don't know if I can open up the menu and select it without dropping my power. Oh, this is like a really reasonable start. Oh, this is much easier than I was expecting. Okay. Could be famous last words, though. Where is my mouse? So I'm probably going to have to wait for a downhill because I'd like to be able to show you guys the bike going up and down a bit more. Now, I definitely don't need to be at the front doing this much work. I can pop back in the draft, at least until the climb. Oh, hello, Senor Mouse. Whoa, this could be a bad idea. That's okay. So usually with that Oh My Crit race, like it's 4, 5, 6 watts per kilo, at least for the first couple of minutes. And then this seems like relatively easy. I really like the New York course, just the up and down is fun. I feel like it's a pretty competitive course. And then, you know, with the big long climbs, they're not as fun because it kind of just becomes a math contest where, you know, the guy that can do, or the girl that can do, the woman, pardon me, that has the highest watts per kilo is going to win. So obviously that's a little bit more like a Tour de France stage where, you know, whoever has the best power is going to get the victory. But this, like, it's a little bit more tactical. You can use your tactics, hang out in the group with the short climb, go all out, and you're still a bit more likely to hold on. It is not as much a reflection of where your long fitness is or overall FTP. I turn off my tunes. So in terms of the fits so far, I got to do 10 fits to get certified. I've done 7. I've only had one really, really tough case where one of the patients I take care of, who's a smaller female, it's just her bike, I don't know if it's a little bit too big for her in her current configuration to get into the right spot, so maybe need a shorter stem or some sort of adjustment on the seat post because we just couldn't get her into the right position in the studio, but we will. But otherwise, it's been really good. I keep wondering, like, I don't know how somebody without a medical background can do it, because, like, it's really challenging. I can imagine, like, if you don't know the anatomy, you don't know the biomechanics, how you figure it out, I'm not really sure. So, because it's been challenging for me to integrate that knowledge of the biomechanics of the feet, the hip, and how everything works together. Boy. to get somebody into the right spot. Sorry, I just have to not die here. Oh, that was my chance. So already a bit of a split. Really hoping my guy will super tuck. Uh-oh, shoot. Oh, bad Zwifting, Alex. Oh, that was dumb. Not an effort that I really wanted to make there. Okay, I gotta sit at the back and recover a bit. Okay, legs are definitely not as good as that last race I did, but not bad. I am back. I wasn't able to spot too many names that I did or didn't recognize, so I don't know how guys are in comparison to me. Like, I don't know if there's any really big engines racing today. We're going to find out on this hill in a bit. Now, one thing I find is that I like to really ramp up the power going downhill into a kicker. I find just like it's a little bit of a hack if you can put out big power on the downhill, high cadence, low resistance, and I find it gives you a little bit of a push or extra draft up that hill without having to work so hard against big resistance on the downhill. Nah, it's too risky. I don't want to get dropped. So you can see Alec and Steve both in the same group out here at the front. And I've seen Alex been training pretty good. Same with Steve, both in good shape. So we'll see who can hold on this KOM. Probably coming up in a couple minutes. Now, the one thing about this bike that I have had any trouble with is the handlebar does slip down. So, like, I end up super duper arrow at the end of the race. I've tried everything. It just slips. So I saw on Reddit that it's a common issue, and it just kind of is what it is, it looks like. But I think if I wrap some tape around it, it should help to smooth it out. By smoothing out, I mean make it less smooth, less likely to drop. Okay. So I think we got the climb coming up. I think it should be a left turn up here. It's okay to be at the back. Oh. Yeah, I think we got a left here. Now, if part of you wants to flex a little bit and go for it, Come on. I really want my guy to super tuck. Please. Oh, fuck. Uh-oh. Oh my God, I'm so there. That was so dumb. All right. So, I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm going to be a little lazy here. And it looks like I'm like fairly well positioned in this group of 5. The duathlon guy, or duathlon, definitely strong, but I'm not too worried about getting caught from behind now. So I'm gonna try to be cheeky. I'll work a little bit, but I'll let these guys work a bit more. We got 13 seconds, and like there's a big difference in power between our group and the guys behind us, so they might catch us, but they'll get popped on the next hill. Now, it'll be interesting. Maybe Steve and I can work together a bit. So Steve is Steve Barnes, HTFU. Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be a long race. Man. Definitely don't feel as good as I did for that Oh My Crit race. In fact, I feel a little rough. Hopefully, legs and heart come back a bit. Now I can see the guys behind us are catching us, but they're at 11 seconds. I'm totally fine if they catch us. I really wish the race was 2 laps. Especially because I'm not even done the first one yet. Okay. I'm going to play this strategic because I don't have great legs today. And I would like to win. Come on, my friend, super tuck. Yay! Pretty cool to be in the first group, though. I didn't think the first group would be this small, though.
Here comes the other group. I'm just gonna fall back. So at this point, like, with a few more guys on, I'm gonna do no work. I would do a bit more work, maybe for more of a workout if I was feeling good, but not feeling good. So it's chill time. I'm just gonna sit back till the climb. And actually race strategically. Because these guys got popped. There's no way they're gonna hold on in the second climb. Little ramp up in power, and should be able to get a super tuck. Or not. So I'm gonna hold this feather until the climb, and, excuse me, only bust it out the end if I'm gonna get popped. Now, like, mindset-wise, like, I will give everything I got not to get popped on this climb, because I know if I can make this one, I can mentally hang on and make it to the finish. And I've never had a podium on Zwift, and I would really like to. And part of that's like, because I'm not a 6 watts per kilo rider, I don't have a good sprint, but also I usually only do that on my crit race. And like, when you have some of the best guys in the world doing it, adjusting the stem midway, don't break, don't break. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to podium. Okay, so heart rate's a little bit more normal now. I'm gonna try to have lots of sugar before this next climb. I think everyone's kind of in the same mindset as me. They're just taking it easy. Things are gonna ramp up on this little climb here. Now, unless the guy in the front here is super duper strong, I don't particularly get it. Like, why put in that big effort when you're not going to get away? Save your energy. There's one decisive point. My pedal is so squeaky. Oh yeah, we're chilling. Tuck, tuck. Okay. Oh man. Okay. New rule. Don't try to super tuck. Okay. Oh, I really want to coast though. Yay! Okay, come on, guy. No, 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 don't get dropped. So I don't know if this is a Kickr bike thing or if I'm streaming live thing, but it's a tremendous pain in the butt and definitely a disadvantage. Okay. So I saw somebody said the climb is at 30K. We'll be able to see it though. I think maybe the next turn. Sorry guys, I don't have much more to comment on. I'm really toasted. Now, I was warned that this would happen, that there'd be other guys. And you gotta make sure you don't get disconnected. Probably not a good time to change the music. Today, like, this race is gonna be totally mental. Oh God. Because, like, the numbers are with me, and I know I can beat most of these guys up a hill. I just, like, one of those days where RP is super high, feel bad, and I just need to empty the tank. And it's like doing an indoor workout, like, it's always that last interval. If you can get to it, you're gonna make it. Same thing with the KOM today. Oh, come on, baby, close that gap. Okay, here comes the climb. I'm in danger here. Okay, so I gotta motivate myself here because I know I'm looking at top 5. If top 5, if I can just make it to the climb. So now mentally I'm thinking like just make it to the next climb, and then hopefully Steve and the other guys can catch on so I can do less work. This living guy, the German, is a monster. Like, he's gonna win. I'm just hoping podium would be dope. Okay, you can do this. Probably got about 20 more minutes of work, maybe a little more. I just gotta take on sugar, make sure I'm good to go. Job, Steve. Attaboy. Hey Siri. Oh, text Steve Barnes. Good job, Steve. Kudos. Exclamation point. Send it. Send. No. Now I can tell something's wrong with my fit because I can feel my right quad, and I shouldn't ever feel that imbalance. So I don't know if the bike slid. It might just not be set up on the proper number, but something's going on. Oh, okay. I think I know what it is. Okay. Gotta focus here. And play music at the same time. Oh, that hurt. Okay. So I was just thinking in my head about like potentially, moves that could be made early, but I don't think it in me today. And plus, like, with the downhill coming into that KOM, I think it's probably pretty useless. Okay, you're going to super tuck here. You are. No, keep super tucking. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Steve, I don't know if you're waiting up for me. Thank you. Oh, that wasn't you. Okay. Oh, I said German. I think it's the Belgian flag. You guy's probably some 16-year-old Kermessen racer. Fun. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get dropped before the hill at this point. Just got to pay attention. Just try to conserve energy. Just need to sit out of the saddle for a bit. That's the most dangerous part there, where you're in the lead and the group's coming up a hot behind you and you lay off the gas. You're toast. Nutrition-wise, I'm doing pretty good. I had a gel, which I think is 20 grams of carbs. This is 60-66, so an hour 80. If I go above 90, my gut feels not good today. So sometimes I will sacrifice the gut later in the day to not die in the race. Today I'm on track, I should be fine. That's one thing I've learned from the Trainer Road podcast is like, you gotta train your ability to have carbs too. If you have more, your body will get more used to it. And like the more rocket fuel you can put in the engine as she goes, obviously she's gonna go better. Now, I gotta try and adjust my stomach in. It's funny, when I first got the bike, this like ratchet thingy-mabobber, which of course is the technical name, broke, flew off. Oh, very glad that didn't break. Okay. So, I feel like for me, when I see that final 10K mark, so glad we turned left there. Mentally, it's just like a huge barrier for me to get in that 10K. For me, I get a lot of fear about getting dropped, which is dumb, but I do. And so, I know we got a hill here at the start, finish line. Now, I don't know if double draft is on, which is going to increase the draft. It really feels like it. Please get the feather. Yes. Man. It sucked. Really could have done without that effort too. That's what makes this New York course tough, man. Just up and down, up and down, up and down. And I'm really watching sidebar right now. Just keep an eye on people's power. Watch your sneak attacks. I don't think anyone's on the same team, so thanks, Steve. Just got the DM from Steve. Kick their butts. It's amazing how the live stream adds 10 watts, and when you get an encouraging message from someone, oh my God, it makes such a nice difference. It makes me wonder if in the tour, when they didn't have fans, did it make that big of a difference? I don't know. I know those guys say they're so focused, but like you got to notice. Now mentally, I gotta focus to like give it everything today, because like I don't want to look at Zwift power later and think, man, I had a bit more in the tank. That would really suck. So let's line up, see jams. Now accelerate. That's the right way to do the downhill. Accelerate. Oh, my avatar is such a bastard. What the fuck, guy? You'd think I learned my lesson by now. Oh, man. Uh-oh. God damn it. Okay, getting close. All right, here we go. Thanks, Steve. All right. I unclipped. Damn it. Well, a couple tech errors, guys. I unclipped up the sprint and unclipped up the sprint, and then my mouse wasn't on the main screen. So when I went to use my feather, it wasn't there. And in general, I was just super discombobulated. So I'd say for me, pretty classic finish. Oh man, a little disappointing. I had a little bit left, but I was pretty wrecked. Not bad. Oh, I wish I'd had better legs. I was really suffering there at the end. I was just texting Steve. Oh, cool down time. Well, you guys, if you watched that all,